Within the Catholic Church, Franciscan spirituality shines as a beacon of love, simplicity, and profound connection with God's creation. This transformative path, inspired by the life and teachings of Saint Francis of Assisi, invites us to embrace a life rooted in the gospel. It calls us to recognize the divine presence in all things and to live in harmony with ourselves, others, and the natural world. Franciscan spirituality offers a way of being in the world that is both deeply spiritual and profoundly practical. It is a path that is open to all who seek a deeper connection with God and a more meaningful way of life. Through its emphasis on simplicity, compassion, and peacemaking, Franciscan spirituality offers a radical yet timeless message of hope and transformation. This essay delves into the heart of Franciscan spirituality, exploring its core principles, practices, and enduring legacy. We will journey through the life of St. Francis, examining the experiences that shaped his profound spirituality. We will also explore the practical ways in which we can integrate Franciscan values into our daily lives. Ultimately, this exploration aims to illuminate the beauty and relevance of Franciscan spirituality in today's world. It is an invitation to discover the transformative power of simplicity, to embrace the interconnectedness of all creation, and to walk in the footsteps of St. Francis, a man who embodied the love and compassion of Christ. Born into a wealthy merchant family in Assisi, Italy in 1182, young Francesco di Bernardone seemed destined for a life of comfort and worldly success. However, a profound spiritual awakening awaited him, one that would forever alter the course of his life and leave an indelible mark on the Christian world. Francis's early life was marked by a thirst for adventure and a taste for the finer things. He was known for his charm, generosity, and dreams of knighthood. Yet, beneath the surface, a growing disillusionment with the emptiness of material pursuits and the violence of his time began to stir within him. A pivotal moment arrived during a military expedition where Francis was taken prisoner and suffered a serious illness. This experience forced him to confront his own mortality and the fleeting nature of worldly glory. Upon his return to Assisi, he underwent a radical conversion experience. Franciscan spirituality, deeply rooted in the life and teachings of St. Francis of Assisi, is characterized by several core principles that guide its followers toward a life of love, simplicity, and service. These pillars, interwoven and inseparable, form the foundation of this transformative spiritual path. 1. Simplicity. At the heart of Franciscan spirituality lies a radical embrace of simplicity. St. Francis, renouncing his wealth and embracing a life of poverty, taught that true freedom comes from detachment from material possessions. Simplicity allows us to recognize the abundance of God's gifts in the ordinary and to cultivate gratitude for the essentials of life. 2. Love for creation. St. Francis saw God's presence reflected in all of creation, from the smallest creatures to the vast expanse of the heavens. This profound reverence for nature is beautifully expressed in his Canticle of the Sun, a hymn of praise to God for the gifts of creation. Franciscans are called to be stewards of the earth, cherishing and protecting all living things. Living the Franciscan ideals is an ongoing journey of transformation, a process of integrating the principles of simplicity, love for creation, peace, and following Christ's example into our daily lives. It is a call to embrace a life of humility, service, and joy. 1. Embrace simplicity. Begin by examining your relationship with material possessions. What is truly essential for a meaningful life? Practice gratitude for the simple things: a warm meal, the beauty of nature, the gift of friendship. Consider downsizing, minimizing waste, and living more sustainably. 2. Connect with nature. Spend time in nature, observing its beauty and rhythms. Take walks in the park, sit by a lake, or simply gaze at the stars. Allow yourself to be present to the wonders of creation and to experience the peace and tranquility that nature offers. The Franciscan Orders, a tapestry of service. Inspired by St. Francis's radical commitment to Christ and his love for all creation, the Franciscan orders have flourished for centuries, weaving a rich tapestry of service and devotion within the Catholic Church. These orders, each with its unique charism, embody the Franciscan spirit in diverse ways. The Order of Friars Minor, established by St. Francis himself, often referred to simply as Franciscans, embraces a life of poverty, obedience, and chastity. Friars live in community, dedicating themselves to prayer, preaching, and serving the poor and marginalized. The Order of St. Clare, founded by St. Clare of Assisi, a close follower and friend of St. Francis, is a contemplative order of nuns. Known as the Poor Clares, they live a life of prayer and seclusion, interceding for the needs of the world and offering a powerful witness to the transformative power of silence and contemplation. Exploring Franciscan theology's richness. Franciscan theology, deeply rooted in the life and teachings of St. Francis and St. Clare of Assisi, offers a unique and enriching perspective within the Catholic tradition. It emphasizes the incarnation, the goodness of creation, and the call to live in harmony with all of God's creatures. Creation as sacrament. Franciscan theology views creation as a sacrament, a visible sign of God's invisible presence. Just as bread and wine become the body and blood of Christ in the Eucharist, so too does all of creation become a means of encountering the divine, the incarnation, God with us. Franciscan theology places a strong emphasis on the incarnation, the belief that God became human in the person of Jesus Christ. This event is seen as a testament to God's love for humanity and for all creation. Contemplation and action, a harmonious dance. Franciscan spirituality beautifully integrates contemplation and action, recognizing that these two dimensions of the spiritual life are not mutually exclusive, but rather mutually enriching. St. Francis himself embodied this balance, moving seamlessly between moments of profound prayer and active service to others. Contemplation, listening to God's voice. For Franciscans, contemplation is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a heartfelt openness to God's presence. It involves quieting the mind, listening deeply, and allowing ourselves to be transformed by God's love. Action, serving with compassion. Franciscan action flows naturally from contemplation. It is driven by compassion, a deep empathy for the suffering of others, and a desire to alleviate it. Whether through acts of charity, working for social justice, or simply offering a listening ear, Franciscans strive to make a difference in the world. Community, justice, and the Franciscan spirit. Community, justice, and a deep commitment to serving the poor and marginalized are integral aspects of Franciscan spirituality. St. Francis, renouncing his wealth and embracing a life of poverty, taught that true riches are found in sharing our lives and resources with those in need. Community as family. Franciscans believe that we are all part of one human family, united by our common humanity and our shared dignity as children of God. This belief is lived out in the Franciscan emphasis on community living, where members support and care for one another as brothers and sisters. Working for justice. Inspired by St. Francis's example of solidarity with the poor, Franciscans are called to be advocates for justice and to work to create a more just and compassionate world. This involves challenging systems of oppression, speaking out against injustice, and working to create a society where all people have access to the resources they need to thrive. The Eucharist, nourishing Franciscan life. The Eucharist holds a central place in Franciscan spirituality, nourishing the Franciscan soul and fueling its commitment to love, service, and justice. St. Francis himself had a profound devotion to the Eucharist, recognizing in it the real presence of Christ, who humbled himself to become our food and drink, encountering Christ in the Eucharist. For Franciscans, the Eucharist is not merely a symbolic ritual, but a transformative encounter with the living Christ. It is in the breaking of the bread and the sharing of the cup that we are most fully united with Christ and with one another, sent forth to serve. The Eucharist is not only a source of nourishment, but also a sending forth. As we receive the body and blood of Christ, we are commissioned to go out into the world and to be Christ's presence in our families, communities, and workplaces. We are called to be broken bread for a broken world, sharing God's love and compassion with all we encounter.